My friends. Oh, you'd think I'd be getting this correct at some point, but I thought I had the orientation set properly. But anyway, we're going to have to do it this way because here we are. Hello, my friends, and welcome to episode 212 of Why Did I Buy This? This series started as a way to help my crafters find unique ways to use the products that they have in their collections, but it's also a great series for those of you who are wondering what you need to get started. My name is Lindsay Mann. I am from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I have been crafting as a Canadian Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 22 years. I love to craft and I love sharing ideas with you. How many of you are scrapbookers? Or how many of you are interested in scrapbooking? Or how many of you have considered it or have left it and want to come back to it? There's a lot of buzz around scrapbooking right now in the crafting world. So it's a really exciting day when I get to pull out my scrapbooking supplies, which FYI, any paper crafting supplies can be scrapbooking supplies. Little hot tip for you. Oh, hello, Shauna. Hello, Sharon. Yes, happy Pool Party Friday. We do have some pool party worked into the mix today. Scrapbooking is one of those things that you can use your paper crafting supplies that you have in your collection for to be able to make beautiful memory keeping things. I have been a scrapbooker for many, many years. I taught a club for probably 15 years that I called Scrappy Hour. Some of you may have attended that. And then, for a while, scrapbooking kind of seemed to fall out of favor with my crew. And so I let it go. But now we're kind of back and I'm really loving it. I have a scrapbooking class here in Edmonton coming up on June 14th. That's a Saturday. And if you attend it, we're going to be using one of our Stampin' Up! Scrapbooking Workshop Kits, which we're going to talk about today. But the perk of coming in person is I have done all the cutting for you. I know, it's a little bit of a very nice thing to be able to have that done for you. It just makes things a lot faster. So I do have some spots left. If you want to give me a holler and you live local, you can do that. Of course, our Scrapbooking Workshop Kits are available on the store, and I'm going to talk about why you're going to want them very soon. Hi, Donna. Yeah, I know you're a great scrapbooker, so I'm happy that you're here watching. Okay, so I'm going to do the awkward transition, and it's going to be extremely awkward because I have a weird orientation day. I'm sorry. But I am going to walk you through a few things, and then we're going to get started on our projects. Okay, so let's see if I can do this as least awkward as I can. I love that you guys love me because this is not what I was expecting to do. Okay, so I'm just going to clip you in here. I really wish that this wasn't this orientation, but that's okay. All right. Hello, friends. Okay, and then I'm just going to do this. Sorry. Okay, like that. Here we are. Okay, so first of all, I just wanted to remind you that we do have a starter kit special until the end of May. And the beauty of this is a value added special. So normally our starter kit allows you to pick $165 of product of your choice. And this particular special is giving you $220 Canadian, and you're still only paying $135. There's no shipping, it's free shipping. And so you get a huge value of things. And as a scrapbooker, one of the things you might consider adding to that is this. So look at, this is the size of my hand in comparison to these amazing letters. I was so excited when this got released in our annual catalog. So it's called the Party Alphabet Dies. And these are a great way to be able to add titles or initials or even words to longer like slimline cards or scrapbook pages. So this is a really, really great new die set, and you could add these in there. There also is the party banners. So again, you can see my hand. So these are nice and big. You can make them into home decor items to be able to add them, use them as like part of your layout. So lots of good options for these two things. And of course you could use those as things in your starter kit and get them at a deal. Now I wanted to mention something that I am especially excited about. And this is called the Virtual Album Retreat, and this is hosted by Stampin' Up. Now, here is how it works. There is a 3-day retreat happening virtually, and just by purchasing the kit that you're going to use for the retreat, you get registration to the event. So you automatically will get registered once you purchase the kit. Now the kit includes 12 two-page scrapbook layouts. So that means 24 pages are being included, and you are getting it all pre-cut. So it's not like our workshop kits, which are whole pieces of paper that you're going to use a cutting mat to cut yourself. These ones are all pre-cut as if you came to a class at my house by Stampin' Up, and it is an amazing deal. So the kit is pricey at $340, but this is actually a very good value when you think about 24 layouts. If you were purchasing those layouts individually, you'd be paying well over that. And of course, with the pre-cut paper in there. And the nice thing is, with our new Stampin' Rewards program, you're going to get $34 in Stampin' Rewards. Now, this is something that you could use towards your album on your next order. Just apply that $34. So you're getting like more than half an album for free just by purchasing this virtual album retreat. Now the retreat is 3 days long, and it runs from 2 p.m. until 10:30 p.m. Mountain Time. But if you can't make those dates, or you can't make all of the thing, because that's a lot of time to devote to it, you can always go back because there's going to be replays. The other thing is the kits. We already have the pictures of the pages. So if you're somebody who's like, yeah, I can figure it out myself, you can just do it on your own. So I just wanted to show you quickly. These are small thumbnails of the pages that are going to be included in the kits, but it is very, very beautiful. And they're not just like simple scrapbook pages. There's some techniques involved. There's flip flaps. There's all sorts of layers. So there's lots of different things that you're going to learn with this scrapbook retreat. I'm going to try and see what you're saying. Sorry, I don't have great eyes anymore. So let me see what I can show you here. Now, the Scrapbook Workshop Kits, you'll find them in our annual catalog. And here you can see they start on page 13. And when you flip through, you're going to be able to see the different kits. Now, what is included in a scrapbook kit? There's step-by-step instructions. There is designer series paper. There's two-tone cardstock, and there's stickers and pre-cut images with photo place holders. So you can see this one is the, which one is this one? Memories in Bloom. This one is Turtley Sweet. Then there's a Weekend Adventures. I really like this one. Look at how it's all very outdoorsy. There is the Celebrate Together. So this one includes some of the fun cocktail looking paper. And the final one, nope, that's it. Those are the ones that are in the catalog. We have lots online too, and I'm going to show you those in a second. But I wanted to show you on page 28, there is a scrapbook template. So you can see they've given you some things here that you can be able to use to do layouts on your own. Just grabbing my glasses so I can read better. Okay. So now we have one more thing I wanted to show you, and that is with our new annual catalog, we have more two-tone cardstock. So the two-tone cardstock is coming out now in 53 colors. And we're going to talk a bit more about two-tone cardstock. It's a great cardstock for being able to have a little bit of like different shades of the same color, which is amazing. So that is something to pay attention to, is we've got all this great new cardstock. Okay. Now, why would you scrapbook? So here is an album that I created many years ago, and you can see there's baby Lindsay in this with baby Eliza. And this just goes to show that it allows you to capture a moment in time and have a fun way to look back on it. It's a great family keepsake for members of your family to be able to see, you know, what they were up to at certain ages. I really love, my husband was 30, we didn't have a 3 here. I love getting to see all those really cute memories of my family together. And so this is just such a nice thing to have to look back on, and it's a really creative way to be able to house those memories. So let's talk about Scrapbooking Workshop Kits. So here we have one scrapbooking workshop kit. This one is called Snow Days. You'll find it on the website right now. And this one's really affordable at $34 and it makes 6 pages. So let's go ahead and open it up. So here you'll find that those pages are laid out for you here, and it gives you everything that you need to be able to assemble those. So one of the things that I really appreciate is that they give you cutting maps. So it tells you exactly what you need to cut and on what pages. So here it tells you, okay, this is going to be the front of your paper, this is going to be the back of your paper, and it gives you a pair of scissors that shows you where you're going to make your first cut line. And then it tells you, okay, you're going to cut it at 4 inches and you're going to leave it at 12 inches, and then you're going to mark that piece of paper 1B. So when you move into assembling, you'll see here that this first page uses 1B. And on the first page, we're going to use all the 1s. So that's the first layout. And then when you get to the second layout, you're going to use all the 2s. And when you get to the third layout, you're going to use all the 3s. So the step-by-step instructions tell you which ones to pull, and then you're going to be able to use those pre-cut papers to be able to assemble those pages. So let me show you what the pages look like. So here I've got some all done. I'm just going to pull it out of the workshop bag. So the name workshop is a little bit misleading to me because it's really meant for one person to make the pages. So here you can see is the double layout from the first ones. So this is where our photo would go, and this one goes here like that. Okay, nice. The second one are these two. So it says Snow Much Fun. And then we have this here. And then the third one has a little bit of technique involved. There's some blending. And then you can see that here. Now the thing that's so great about the workshop kits is they do have a lot of leftovers. You can see these are all the pieces that are left over after I've made those 6 pages. So and there's even a whole sheet of designer series paper and some stickers. So not a lot left in this one, but there's a couple. And so there's lots of things you can do with them after. So let me show you a kit that I had available right now. I'll start with all the leftovers. These are all the pieces that are left from the Reindeer Memories scrapbooking kit. And here we have the instructions for that. So this kit here is $51, and it includes the supplies to make those 6 pages. So I've already assembled 2 of the pages, and we're going to finish off with the 3rd page. So here, let me just grab those bits and pieces. So I'll show you what the ones that I've already assembled. So here we have one of the pages, and here's the layout that goes with it. Okay. And then here's number 2. So this one's fun because it's got this little weaving technique in the corner. You can see that your photos are going to go here and here. I didn't put the photo layout cards in there. I just know that I'm going to put some photos in there. Okay. And now we're going to move on to number 3. So this is number 3 here. So it's telling you how to assemble it. So you're going to follow these instructions here. So let me see what I can do for you. So the first one we're going to do has 3B. Is it this one? Oh, it's this one. Okay, so here we've got our 12 by 12 paper. And now we're going to bring in 3A. And I found it really useful to get really small Post-it notes. So these little Post-it notes are easy then to be able to say, okay, we're going to take 3A and we're going to bring that on, and we're going to add this to our 12 by 12 paper. So I'm just using my double-sided adhesive, my Stampin' Seal, and then we're going to stick that down here. So you can see it's been cut, I think it's like 11 by 12. Okay, so that's going to give us that first layout. And then we're gonna bring in this. So this is like a cardstock die cut. It's very fun. So this is gonna go up here in the corner. So we'll throw that on. This is just how simple it really is to do these workshop kits. And then we need our stickers back. Where did I throw those down? Right here. So we need this one here. So one of them's a die cut and one of them's a sticker. This one just happens to be a sticker. So we will bring that over here and stick that down, just like so. And then we have our pieces here. So this is going, 3H is going to go here. So you can peel that off. And again, this is a two-tone cardstock, so you can do light or dark. I think it asked me to do the light. So we're gonna go stick that down just like so. And then we have 3I. So I'll stick that here. It's just kind of like having a puzzle, right? Like you're just finding those pieces and layering them together. So I'm going to add that down like so. And then we have our 3E and 3F. So these are going to be our photo layouts. So those are going to go on just like so. And then we have our die cut tree. So I'll bring in the die cut tree. So this is going to go down here. I'm kind of rushing through it now. And then we have the stickers that are going to assemble onto the tree. So let me just show you from the picture one more time. This is what it's going to finish off like. This is for your journaling. So really, really, really simple to be able to assemble those workshop kits. Fun, right? Now I mentioned photo placeholders, and that's what these are. So if you're wanting to just have a memory of where to put things, it gives you a variety of sizes that are related to the workshop. And you can see it comes 3x4, 4x6, and 3x3. So you can layer those in. And then when you have photos to assemble in those workshops, you can do that. So what can you do with the scraps? So I find that there's so many things that are left over with those kits, as I mentioned. This one here is a favorite workshop kit for me. This is called the Wildflower Celebration Scrapbooking Workshop Kit, and it's $49. And here's what was left over after I did a class using this. So many pieces, and I've already made 2 projects with this, so that just goes to show there's lots of leftover things. So I'll show you the pages first, and then I'll show you what we're going to do with it. So here's the scrapbook pages. So we have this special day, great little birthday one. And then here's the matching page to that. See, there's your pool party, Sharon. Beautiful. Okay, and then we're going to bring out this one. So again, this is just all birthday stuff. And then here's the matching page to that. And then finally, we've got this one. And here's the matching page. So again, I've put in the photo holders for this particular scrapbook page. Okay, so let's bring in some of the scrap pieces, and I'm going to show you a cute little, this is like both a card and a mini album. I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'll show you how we got there. So here is what the little mini album looks like. We're going to pull this ribbon here, and we're going to open that up. You can see it's got all those cute little pockets and ready to go. So this one's more of a card, but you could very easily add in photos. So I just had some printed. This isn't actually related to this at all, but you could see like the 2x3 photos work really well for the inside of a mini album like this, or you could even do a 3x4 and it would just take up the whole space. So you can print these at London Drugs here in Edmonton for like next to no money, and it shows, and it comes out exactly like that. So you're not gonna have to cut up your photos. Brenda, yeah, you should start scrapbooking again. I agree. Okay, so let's quickly put together this teeny tiny little album / card. So what I've done is I've taken a piece, and this is right from the leftovers. So this is 4 1/4 by 11, but you could use just a regular piece of cardstock for this. And I've scored it at 3, 6, and 9. So it gives us this little fold, and we're just gonna fold it up like that. So that gives us the template for our mini album. Very, 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 very simple. Now we have all this beautiful designer series paper, so let's go ahead and make this. So I'm going to add my DSP to the outside of this project. So we just got this little stripes here. Beautiful. Now I'm bringing in, there's the whole, I think it's called Whole Trio. These are on the annual, or on the online store right now. And so I'm going to use this little slot punch, and I'm just going to fold this and carefully line it up in the middle and cut like that. So that's going to give us a little slot that our ribbon is going to go through, and that's going to help us tie that closed. Okay, next we're going to bring in a little pocket, and we'll do that on the first page. So I'll start by adding the designer series paper. So this is going to go on like that. And then we're going to add a piece of this cardstock here. And to do that, we're going to add that with some tear and tape. So we're going to do along the side. I know, Brenda, Christmas. It's just what I had in stock. I thought I had more workshop kits, but they've been so popular that they were all gone. So I'm gonna work with Christmas. And you can get, these are still available. So if you wanna work forward for next year, you can work with your Christmas one. Okay, so just like that. And then this is going to stick down here. Okay, so we want to be able to make a little tag. This is going to be a little insert. So I'm going to add some designer series paper onto some two-tone cardstock. And then we're going to bring in this little hole punch, and we'll just punch the tag like so. And then we're going to bring this in. I really need to sharpen my scissors. And this is going to go through here, like that. And then we're just going to use some thread to tie that closed. So I'm gonna bring out a piece of Essential Baker's twine. And what we'll do is just tie a knot. And I think this pom-pom ribbon is now retired, but I love it, and I have quite a bit because, you know, pool party. So we're gonna use it because use up your things, right? That's what we have them for. Okay, we're gonna trim that off, and I'm just gonna cut that like so. And so this is gonna tuck in like that, okay? So that's panel number 1. Then we're just gonna add in a couple more panels here. So we have, I'll just do the flowers in the middle. And then I'll do the pink on the outside. Now there is a new bundle that is called Many Messages, and it allows you to stamp all of the messages at once and then use the die cutting to be able to cut them all out at the same time. Highly recommend. So this is going to go ahead and be stuck on here. We're going to do one here. We can do one up here. So you're just going to decorate it however you like. Now, like I said, we're going to bring in some ribbon, and this is the gold striped ribbon. Such a good neutral to have for anything. And all you're going to do is bring this through like that. And then you want to shut it up like that. And then bring this around so that you have enough to be able to tie a bow. And so this is going to be what holds it closed. Now, I wanted to make it so that this opens with the flap. So I'm going to add a little bit of tear and tape. Tear and tape is like our very, very, very sticky, tape. So it really helps to hold things like this down. But then I don't want it to be like, I don't want the stickiness to come through, and I don't want it to be too obvious what that roll is. So we're just going to layer that piece on like that and then trim off the excess. So now we've got the ability to tie this shut, and you can see it opens with the little flap. And I love that you can see that bit's in there. So let me show you the finished project one more time. It's mostly just, you know, being able to add and decorate from the stickers. So here you can see I've got one of the die cuts, and I've added another sticker here. Here's our little pull tag, and you can see it says hooray. This would be a great place to put a gift card. You could add a photo in the middle of the two of you together. You can add your little happy greetings here. So you can see it's just such a sweet way to use up the scraps from your workshop kit into a little mini album. Okay. So the last thing I wanted to show you is another workshop kit that is on the online store still. And this one is called the Halloween Memory Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. It's really affordable at $39. Comes with all the stickers, two-tone cardstock, designer series paper, and so on. Lots of times the designer series paper is a complement to other designer series paper we have. It might be different colors, it might be a little bit different pattern, it might be totally new. So one of the things that I loved about this workshop kit is that it had new designer series paper. We didn't have a ton of Halloween stuff come out last fall, and so this was sort of one of those things. So you can see both Halloween themed, but like this striped paper here is really fun for anybody. So I think it's just such a great little kit. So I wanted to show you a scrapbook page I made with that. It's really, really simple, so I'm not going to go through the layering of it, but I just added designer series paper here. Here you can see is the two-tone cardstock really showing off with the darker color and the lighter color, and also that white core center when you tear it. And I also wanted to point out that it used some of the complimentary stamp sets. Now, if you go to the memory keeping part of my website, you'll be able to find that there are stamps that are specific to scrapbooking, and this is one of them. So you can see it has bigger words for the greetings, and it plays along with other stamp sets that have come out. I just think that that makes for a really fun combination of both stamping and die cuts. So here you can see my littles when they were just wee children. They are both in their 20s now, so I just think that those are so cute. Look at my little Snow White here. And then of course the other thing is you can use those stamps to be able to make a card, and this is just a fun way to be able to use those scrapbooking supplies in a different way, because I know a lot of you who follow me are card makers, and so this just shows you a way that you can make those things go a little bit further. So I hope that you've enjoyed seeing those scrapbook workshop kits in action. Like I said, I do have a class coming up on June 14th, 1 to 4 p.m. It's $58. We are using a workshop kit to make 6 pages, so 3 double layouts, and I will have done all of the cutting for you. It's a great way to get a scrapbook done in the afternoon. We do have albums available now in our online store, so that makes it so that you can easily store your pages. And we have both D-ring and the flat album, so it's really, really helpful to have those so that you can have a complete scrapbook. Don't forget to register for this. This starts May 28th, that you can purchase the virtual album, and with your purchase is your registration. You don't have to do anything else. You're going to be added to the Facebook group that Stampin' Up! Is offering these 3 days of retreat. So it's a great way to be able to get a whole year worth of scrapbooking done in a few days. So I highly recommend that you do that. And you can just purchase it through my online store starting on May 28th. I hope you have an amazing weekend, my friends. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.